Hello, welcome to the Basketball Soapbox. I am your host, Daniel Daly. Before we get into things, like, comment, subscribe, share, even um, all that feedback gives me a lot of information. I like interacting with you guys as the fans. In this series of videos for quick hits, we're going to be talking about the top 10 teams in the NBA to me, according to the standings at that point in time. Of course, there were a couple things that happened and changed, um, especially with Friday night's games. Um, but we're going to be talking about the top five teams in the West and top five teams in the East. We're going to start with the Western Conference. The top five teams have been changing. The Suns were in there at one point, the Clippers, the Kings moved up a little bit. The Jazz were there earlier in the season. But so far, one team that has stood out so far and has been able to navigate their way to the top of the Western Conference is the Denver Nuggets. They're at 23-12 so far and 8-2 in their last 10. Looking at this team that has been battling with injuries in terms of Jamal Murray working his way back, Michael Porter Jr. working his way back, implementing new guys like KCP and Bruce Brown into their organization, but Joker playing at a high level, he was kind of slow, kind of trying to get these other guys involved. And as we look at their stats there, 116 points per game for sixth in the NBA and 117.2 offensive rating. You look at all these guys that can score for this team in terms of Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, KCP knocking down threes, Aaron Gordon, all these guys there that can contribute, especially led by Nikola Jokic, of course, with his offensive there. Their defense has not been good on the season, but I think it will get better over the course of the season there. Giving up 114 points per game. They're not the best defense in the league there, especially their defensive rating is real low at 26th in the league. And you're looking at what this team, we all knew this team is going to be more so offensively centric, especially with Joker and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. So you wanted the thing that they did in the offseason was get KCP, was get Bruce Brown, guys that can defend and help out on the perimeter, maybe in certain situations that you guys are going to look at. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. is getting attacked, Jamal Murray is getting attacked. You can get Bruce Brown in that situation, you can get KCP in those situations to kind of help them get those guys there. Aaron Gordon has been a stud next to Nikola Jokic. Let's look at their stats here. Nikola Jokic with 25.6 points per game on the season, 10.9 rebounds, and 9.5 assists. This guy's playing fantastic. Nearly another triple-double. Obviously, in the MVP conversation, the way he's playing, you got to love his game and the way he steps up and is just able to just do certain things that people haven't seen from a big man. People say Adenis probably butchered his name, Domantas Sabonis' father, back in the 80s before he came to the NBA. He still had that touch a little bit in the 90s there, but more so in his international playing career. That's probably the last time we've seen that. Bill Walton's another big passer, but this guy is bringing the ball up the court, making full court passes, no-look passes between the legs, all type of passes there from a big man to basically maximize this offense here around him. You got Jamal Murray averaging 18.2 points per game and 5.7 assists, trying to get his efficiency back up, trying to get his way back in there, working his way through that, and obviously having Joker helps, but seeing Jamal Murray actually try to improve and get back his feet wet back in this offense, he has been gradually improving as the season has went on, and going to continue to improve. Aaron Gordon has been the biggest, improvement, I think, since his time in Denver there. Especially when he first came, he wasn't offensively aggressive in there, and we knew the defense was going to get better with next to Joker because he's going to be able to help Joker in certain situations and just do a little more things that Joker can't do. He's not athletic enough, but Aaron Gordon has been able to provide that. It has been a major plus there with 17.3 points per game and 6.6 rebounds. But offensively, it was with the question mark is, can he get his offense between Jamal Murray, between Michael Porter Jr., and find his way to be a factor in the offensive end where people were kind of clamoring for, especially after Jeremy Grant left there a couple years ago. So to see Aaron Gordon come on and really be a factor on that side of the ball, as well as defensively, it's the perfect match in heaven for Denver right now with seeing him play this way. This is what the trade was made. This is what they had envisioned, and it seems like it's panning out for them, and I think it's working out real well. And not just for himself, for the team. I think it's really rubbing off on the rest of his team and really improving them. We got Michael Porter Jr. at 16.5 points per game and 6.2 rebounds, and he's going to be a scorer. We know that. We had all the questions about his back, but once he's healthy, We know what he can do. He can really shoot the ball. He's going to be a scorer. He's actually trying on defense. He's going to get attacked on defense because that's just the nature. He's not a great defensive player. He's going to get attacked. Nikola Jokic is going to get attacked, and that shows in their defensive rating there, why they're so towards the back of the league. And you're seeing that struggle there on that defensive end for him. But the question mark is can he stay healthy, especially with him and Jamal Murray? Can they stay healthy? Can they improve? And can they continue to knock down shots for Denver, which they desperately need? They need another guy, especially after last year where Joker was playing with absolutely nobody. The Denver Nuggets really did a good job bringing these guys back into the fold, taking their time with that, adding new additions that I'll get into in a second, and really maximizing the Joker with this team here, with this bench, with these guys coming back, and we're seeing the full capabilities of this Denver Nuggets team. I believe in the start of the season, people were saying they can win 60 games, and I was like, I don't know about that. But when you think about maybe next year, maybe they can win 60 games. But when you think about where they are right now, you can see it, where this offense is so fluid, where this offense is so a central hub around Joker with all these scorers, guys that can do different things, guys that can pick and pop, finish over the rim. Joker can get inside and pass from inside out, outside in. He can do multiple things. And you're seeing with this four group here how impressive that can be with this team and how they can go going forward. Let's get into the bench actually with KCP nearly 50% from the field and three-point range, and he's been a good help, especially on the defensive end, being able to be that perimeter defensive guy, but also be another guy that can knock down shots for them, a capable guy, a guy that's known for doing that, and that's paying dividends. Bones Highland has been a little bit streaky this year. I think he's trying to find his way into the offense around all these other guys that have been coming into the team, implementing Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. back into the fold. He's going to be a streaky scorer right now, but you know he can get streaky hot and take over a quarter in the game, and that's important in the playoffs down the road, and see if he can at least get a little bit more efficient there. But Bruce Brown has been the biggest addition in my eyes because he has 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists a game. Just that energy guy that can do things defensively, go for loose balls, take on the best offensive guy on certain nights when other guys don't have it defensively. He can switch out. He can play big. He can play small. He can go get the boards. He can pass. His shooting has been really well. I think he's shooting like 39% on the season, 38% on the season. So that's a major plus for Denver. They didn't have that guy in the past there. They now have a guy that can do that for them, and that's paying dividends, and you're just hoping that he can continue to knock down his shot if you're Denver. That is really, really, really impressive. But this offense is basically the story of this team. They're first in field goals made in the league after 43.9 points makes a game, 50% from the field, and that's second in the league, and 39% from three-point range. That's first in the league. 28.7 assists per game. This offense is fluent. This offense is probably what we thought of if this team was healthy, what this would look like. They're able to knock down shots, play from 3 levels of the floor, and you're seeing the efficiency of this offense. Now, I think over the course of the season, their defense is going to come along as guys get healthy, as guys stay in the rotation as they continue to build. But their offense is their calling card, and you see the stats there at the bottom there. This Denver Nuggets team has a chance to go to the finals. That's clearly what this series is about, kind of just looking at the contenders in the West, the top teams in the West right now. But when you think about Denver, their offense, the ability to score at will, the ability to have good shooting, the ability to pass the ball throughout all levels, not just the Joker, being able to find guys, being able to finish and make their shots. Their offense is really efficient, and that's something that's going to be their calling card going forward. The only thing that I'm worried about this team is health, and if they can pick up that defense a little bit, because if they're able to pick up that defense even to be average in the league, even if it's 20-15 in that range, their offense is so potent that at least you're able to get stops, timely stops. Of course, that's the most important thing, timely stops in this league. The Denver Nuggets could be in prime position for that playoff push, and especially for the finals, I think, if they can get to it and if they can stay healthy. And that will do it for this first edition of here, and looking at the Denver Nuggets as the first team in the Western Conference and seeing what their potential will be going into the second half of the season. Well, not the second quarter of the season here before All-Star break. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue to build that defense. That's what I'm going to be looking for in this second quarter of the season here. Is that defense going to improve, or is it just going to be highly reliant on their offense and let that continue it? I think they can be a championship team contender, especially if they improve that defense.